Growing up was very traumatic for me. Education became really valuable to me. It was a safe space for me at times, but it was also a very traumatic environment at other times. I attended 7 different public schools in St. Louis. But while in high school, I got pregnant and married and left and came back and finished. I didn't have the support that I needed. I wanted to be an astronaut as a kid. That was my hope and dream. But then, life steps in and it takes you to different places. And after that, it was the military, and after the military, it was prison. So I was incarcerated in 1988. I was convicted of first-degree murder, and then later that sentence was overturned, and I was convicted of second-degree murder, and I served a life sentence in prison. I thought I would never see the outside of a prison cell. Into prison and adjusting to that lifestyle was really all about me trying to figure out how I would survive it. I didn't have a lot of outside support. Most of the support that I received was inside the prison. It came from the women in the prison. They were my family. They were my community. During the 2.5 decades I was incarcerated, I actually earned an AA degree, a master's degree, and a doctorate in Christian philosophy. So I found ways to help me grow and develop as a person and a human, but also to help others achieve the things that they needed post-release and to earn release. And if you use education as a weapon, you'll see how far it can take you. It can take you across the seas, it can take you into Sacramento, it can take you into Washington, D.C. And not just you, it can take your whole family.
One of the things that Project Rebound has been pivotal for me in is providing me a community of support when I came home. Those of us who have been in the system, especially for a long period of time, it's a lot of challenges that we face, and a lot of them are up here. I wanted to be a doctor. I knew that since the time I was about 8 years old, and that dream never left, even though I was incarcerated. After I came home and I met Romarilyn, my life kind of it changed. Me now, and all of these many years later, in spite of me being homeless, in spite of group homes, in spite of foster cares, in spite of a 22-year sentence, I'm going to be Dr. Cabot in 3 more years.
Been creating opportunities for students to not only have access to higher education here at Cal State Fullerton, but to thrive and change their lives, because we know education is a pathway to success. Research has shown that the more education one has, the less likely they are to recidivate. And we have built Project Rebound in such a way that our students can be employed by us. They have a community of support. We have housing, we have meal support, we have outreach teams, we have ways for them to give back to incarcerated youth. We have a food justice initiative, offer a number of resources that help with textbooks and parking and transportation. We have counselors that we contract with. We have so many opportunities for our students to not just see themselves as students, but see themselves in all of the dreams that were deferred because of incarceration.
I was 14 years old and I was sentenced to 17 years in prison. I was released at the age of 28. While in prison, just a cloudy day every day. And the way I found my sunshine was through education. I felt education was gonna save my life. It was something that was gonna prepare me for reintegrating back into society. I was looking at posters and stuff that Project Rebound sent me. I was fantasized walking on the campus. I was fantasized being in the classroom, walking the campus, because I didn't go to high school. So I was fantasized walking on campus with my backpack. Project Rebound just made the road a million times more easy.
We ask you and invite you to bring your whole self to this program. All of us have issues and struggles and a past. We ask that you leave that past in the past and go forward. Since our inception in 2016, we've had, I believe, 68 graduates. And now we are welcoming our 13th cohort. So we've been able to help 300 students, access higher education and help them prepare, for the next step of their educational journeys. I want Project Rebound to be the global model for formerly incarcerated, system-impacted people accessing the university experience on campus and what that should look like, what resources are necessary for their success. But at the end of the story, it's supposed to be about forming bonds and relationships with others and achieving goals and going on to be able to support yourself and your family, and then passing on, that legacy and that wealth to the next generation so that they can live the life that you didn't have an opportunity to live.